What is going on? It's Medicosis Perfectionalis, where medicine makes perfect sense. Today we have another comparisons video between IgA nephropathy or Berger disease and acute post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis or post-infectious glomerulonephritis. Both are nephritic syndromes, which means your kidney is losing blood in the urine, which means we're going to see dysmorphic red blood cells and red blood cell casts in the urine. This is my comparisons playlist, one of my favorite ones because a good doctor is a one who understands the distinctions in medicine. If you want the original discussion for each topic, check out my 5-minute review playlist or my nephrology playlist. A good kidney does not lose protein and does not lose red blood cells in the urine. A kidney with nephrotic syndrome is losing protein in the urine. A kidney with nephritic syndrome is losing blood in the urine. The edema of kidney disease usually has periorbital swelling. To be honest, the periorbital edema is more common in acute post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis compared to IgA nephropathy. If you remember nephrotic syndrome, which is not today's topic, we talked about 4 features: high protein in myuria, low protein in myemia, edema, and hyperlipidemia. In nephritic syndrome, however, we have 7 features: hypertension, hematuria, jugular venous distension, oliguria, mild edema and proteinuria, and renal azotemia. Let's start by talking about acute post-streptococcal, then we'll review IgA nephropathy, and then we'll compare between the two. Post-streptococcal, nephritic for sure. Itis means inflammation. Your glomeruli are inflamed and they are bleeding into the urine. By light microscopy, your glomeruli are hypercellular and inflamed and full of neutrophils because it's called acute. There is some proteinuria, of course there is renal azotemia, salt water retention, hypertension, jugular venous distension, periorbital swelling, etc., and immune complex deposition. In cases of post-streptococcal, it is lumpy bumpy, subepithelial immune complex deposits. Look at this, here is glomerulonephritis. If this is acute post-streptococcal, you will see the deposits here, under the epithelium, under your podocytes. That's your visceral epithelium of the glomerulus. Here is a lump, here is a hump, lump, hump, lumpy bumpy. Not to be confused with Humpty Dumpty. This joke is getting old. Please remember that in case of acute post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis, the ASO might be positive or might be negative, depending on what? Depending on whether the infection started in my throat or in my skin. Please watch my original acute post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis video to know more. We have a kid who got infected with what? With Streptococcus pyogenes, which is group A beta hemolytic streptococci. And then after this strep throat or strep pharyngitis, you will wait about 2 weeks. And then before you know it, the kid is having blood in his urine. What is going on? The kid is having periorbital swelling. The kid is suffering from severe acute hypertension, oliguria, elevated BUN and creatinine in the urine, maybe even some jugular venous distension, oliguria, and mild proteinuria with mild ankle edema. What's going on now? This is acute post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis. Here is my kidney. Where is the problem if I have acute post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis? You have subepithelial, under the podocyte, immune complex deposits, the famous lumpy bumpy. So if this is my glomerular basement membrane, here is the endothelium, here is the epithelium. Where's the problem in acute post-streptococcal? You have subepithelial humps, lumpy bumpy immune complex deposit. Can this consume my complement? Of course, causing hypocomplementemia, something that will not happen in IgA nephropathy. Moreover, in acute post-streptococcal, you have these lumpy bumpy deposits under the epithelium. How about IgA nephropathy then? Nope. They are in the mesangium. And where is that? Here is your mesangium or mesangial cells. Oh, so in IgA nephropathy, the problem is here. But in acute post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis, the deposits are here. Moreover, there is another huge difference between acute post-streptococcal and IgA nephropathy. What's that? Both of them can start as upper respiratory tract infection, like pharyngitis, like laryngitis, etc. And then give it some time and you will see blood in the urine. Based on how much time elapsed, you can guess the diagnosis. If that time is very short, i.e. just 1 day, 2 days, something like this, or even respiratory tract infection with blood in the urine simultaneously, this is IgA nephropathy. But if you have to wait 1 to 3 weeks later after the pharyngitis to see blood in the urine, this is most likely acute post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis, because it takes time for this immune reaction. And the way I remember it is, I just remember the word post. Oh, delayed. Posterior. Oh, so I'm gonna be delayed. That's weeks versus just days. Here is everything you need to know about acute post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis. It's nephritic syndrome, pharyngitis caused by the group A beta hemolytic streptococci or strep pyogenes, which is a gram-positive coccus. And then 1 to 3 weeks later, the kid is developing blood in the urine. Does it have to be pharyngitis in the beginning? No, it could be good old scarlet fever or any strep skin infection. It's the most common cause of acute post-infectious glomerulonephritis, hypertension, hematuria, fever, proteinuria, periorbital swelling. Diagnosis: positive anti-DNase, positive anti-streptolysin O, maybe positive, maybe negative, depending on the clinical scenario. Did we start with the pharyngitis? Probably going to be positive. Or did we start with the skin infection? It's going to be negative. The reasoning behind it was discussed before. Light microscopy, neutrophils, and it's diffuse all over my glomeruli. Electron microscopy, subepithelial humps, lumpy bumpy. How do I treat? Supportive care. If the hypertension is bad, give furosemide. If it's really bad, give one of those drugs that treat hypertensive urgency or emergency. Just try to avoid ACE inhibitors and angiotensin receptor blockers in acute kidney injury. So avoid ACE and ARBs. And then, since this started with a bacteria, you can give penicillin. What if my patient is allergic to penicillin? Give erythromycin. Complications. Acutely, I can get acute fulminant nephritic syndrome causing severe hypertension with end organ damage. Chronically, I can get chronic kidney failure. These chronic complications are more common in adults than children. Next, let's talk about IgA nephropathy, also known as Berger disease, not to be confused with Buerger disease, which is a completely different ailment. IgA nephropathy, it's a nephritic syndrome. There is a genetic component to it, the multi-hit hypothesis. There is decreased galactosylation or breaking down of IgA1. If you're not breaking it down, what's going to happen to it? It's going to increase in my serum, and before you know it, it's going to go to my kidneys, and that's what I see in my mesangium under electron microscope. Can I see focal proliferative glomerulonephropathy? Sure. Can I have positive anti-glycan antibodies? Yeah, and this might be related to the fact that you were not able to galactosylate the IgA. Who named these things? Serum complement is not consumed. Do I see hematuria? Of course. This is the kid with blood in the urine with concurrent upper respiratory tract infection. It can happen at the same time. And if it does, we call it synpharyngitic macroscopic hematuria. The baby is having blood in the urine. I can see the blood with my naked eye. I do not need a microscope for that. And there is pharyngitis at the same moment. Synpharyngitic macroscopic hematuria. It doesn't have to be synpharyngitic. Sometimes you have to wait 1 to 2 days after the upper respiratory infection to get blood in the urine. Some of these kids have diffuse alveolar damage because the IgA ended up in their alveoli and in their glomeruli. There is a huge association between IgA nephropathy and Henoch-Schönlein purpura, which we have discussed before. Oh, so I'm coughing up blood, I'm urinating blood, I'm defecating blood, and there are purple dots on my skin, and I have a recent upper respiratory tract infection. What is going on? Henoch-Schönlein purpura. If you biopsy this purpura, you know what you're going to find? IgA in the skin. How do I treat? As you can tell, it's an immunological thing, so you can give immunosuppressants and hope for the best. Unlike the kids with post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis, people with IgA nephropathy may benefit from ACE or ARBs. They work like magic in Henoch-Schönlein purpura, in IgA nephropathy, in scleroderma nephrosis, in diabetic nephropathy. Here is a quick review of henoch-Schönlein purpura. Now to the comparison between acute post-streptococcal and IgA nephropathy. In acute post-streptococcal, the patient is usually younger, school-aged kid. But in IgA nephropathy, the patient is usually slightly older, meaning young adult. The time frame is key because both of them can start with upper respiratory tract infection. And then, if you waited weeks, it's acute post-streptococcal. But if it happened at the same time, or at the very least, very few days, this is IgA nephropathy. There is an association with henoch-Schönlein purpura only in IgA nephropathy, not in acute post-streptococcal. The etiology: some weird immune reaction triggered by group A beta hemolytic streptococci. IgA nephropathy has genetic component, it's multi-hit, decreased galactosylation of IgA1. Don't forget your positive anti-glucan antibodies. Next, signs and symptoms. Both are nephritic, which means hypertension, hematuria, fever, proteinuria, maybe some periorbital edema, which is way more common in acute post-streptococcal, less common in IgA nephropathy. Serum complement is very important. It is low in cases of acute post-streptococcal, but it's normal in IgA nephropathy. It might even go up a little. By light microscopy, acute post-streptococcal is a diffuse involvement of your kidney, but IgA nephropathy is focal. Electron microscopy, subepithelial immune complex deposits, but in IgA nephropathy, they are in the mesangium, not subepithelial. Treatment of acute post-streptococcal is supportive and antibiotics, but in IgA nephropathy, we use immunosuppressants. Antibacterials, anti-immunity. When everything hits the fan, dialysis. Here is nephritic syndrome. Pause and review. If you like this video, you will love my renal physiology course, as well as my famous antibiotics course, which will teach you about antibacterials, antivirals, antifungals, and antiparasitic medications. Download it today at medicosisperfectionalis.com. And for the next 13 students only, you can get 40% discount towards any course on my website. Just use discount code TOXIDROME at checkout. It's medicosisperfectionalis.com. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit the bell, and click on the join button. You can support me here or here. Go to my website to download my courses. Be safe, stay happy, study hard. This is Medicosis Perfectionalis, where medicine makes perfect sense.